Hey, welcome back to Triple C, Candace's College Cooking, where I have the privilege of teaching you, the 20-something crowd, the basics and hacks of cooking, as well as how to create restaurant-worthy meals to impress your friends, your roommates, or even a date. Well, guys, it's summertime, and you may be in summer school, or you might be home for the summer. Regardless, you're probably gonna spend some time by the pool. Who doesn't love time by the pool? So what we're gonna do today is a super easy cucumber salad. All right, you need cucumbers, sweet yellow onions, salt, pepper, mayonnaise, and sour cream. And if you want to throw a little bit of buttermilk or a little bit of vinegar in there, you can certainly do that, but you can get away with literally cucumbers, onions, mayo, sour cream, salt, and pepper. What could be easier? So let me walk you through this. You need to go ahead and slice up some cucumbers and some onions reasonably thin. I'm gonna use a food processor to do this, but you can certainly do it with just a knife. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I've got my cucumbers ready to go. These are washed. They're English cucumbers, so they have less seeds. But again, you can use any kind of fresh cucumber that you want. And literally, we put these bad boys in the food processor and we literally hit the button. That easy. Now, let me just finish up the rest of the cucumbers and the onions, and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so I've got my cucumbers sliced up. Literally, just dump those into a bowl, large enough for the cucumbers and the onions and salt and pepper, and that's all you need to worry about. So we're gonna dump these into a bowl, and then I'm gonna slice up my onions. Be right back. Okay, so I have my onions sliced up. Before I put the onions in the bowl, let's put a good amount of kosher salt on top of the cucumbers. What that's gonna do is allow them to release some of their water and sweat out some of their water so that we can drain that before we add our dressing. I'd say probably a teaspoon of salt and probably about a half a teaspoon of pepper. Give that a quick little stir, and then we'll throw the onions in. All right, let's put maybe just another little sprinkle of salt on top of the onions. We're gonna cover this with a plate, leave it at room temperature for about an hour and a half or 2 hours to allow the cucumber to sweat out. Then we'll drain it and we'll dress it. See you in a bit. Hey guys, so it's been about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. We've got our onions and cucumbers in the bowl and a lot of water, so I'm gonna drain that out. And I will tell you again about the dressing. So I've got about a cup of mayo, 1/4 cup of sour cream, and then I went ahead and put about a tablespoon of buttermilk in the dressing just to thin it out a little bit. And see, look at all that water that drained off and sweat out of the cucumbers. You don't want that. Put that aside. And let me tell you, you can really smell the onions. Don't let that frighten you. When it's all together, it's really, really delicious. So let's add, again, cup of mayo, 1/4 cup of sour cream, and I put a tablespoon of buttermilk. Buttermilk's optional. And again, if you want to thin it out, you can maybe even put in some white vinegar or some apple cider vinegar. If you want to use that, that'll cut the fat just a little bit in the salad. But again, it really isn't a requirement. I've made this for years. My mother used to make it, and she just used the mayo and the sour cream. And a little splash of dill weed, which we're gonna throw just a splash of that in there. I say a splash, it's an herb, so it's really not a splash. It's more like a pinch, but we'll call it maybe a shake, since it isn't a shaker. All right, so give this a good stir and get all of the dressing incorporated and those cucumbers bathed in the dressing. And then dill weed, again, if you don't have this, it's no big deal, but we'll give it a shake, a little rain shower. And then I'm gonna throw a little bit more pepper on top and a smidge more of salt. And I'm talking like 1/4 teaspoon smidge for the pepper and the salt. You will want to put this into the refrigerator and let it chill and let all of those flavors kind of meld together. And then to serve it, literally you can just serve it like this, or if you want, you can put a little bit of dill weed on top, or maybe even some chopped green onion. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please like it, subscribe to my channel, share on social, and remember, to share a meal is to share a life. I hope you'll join me for my next episode. Have an awesome day.